Hey YouTube, on top of Ultra League, it is Little Element Cup. So water, grass, fire, 500 CP, Pokemon that can evolve but have not evolved. So I'm not going to go over top teams because I did the top teams 3 weeks ago because it was one of the last things on the season there. But what I will do is I've got the rankings up here because I've got my video from 3 weeks ago beside me here that you can't see, but I will link it in the description if you want to know top teams. And I just wanted to look at like, okay, has anything changed, and if so, why? So right off the bat, there is no real change. Ducklett is super overpowered in this meta. It beats basically everything. The only thing it loses to is Chinchou, and that is why Chinchou is number 2. Is just the hardest answer. Water, electric, resists every single one of the moves. A lot of people ran this combo or ran Chinchou plus others to Chinchou double grass to beat Ducklett. Some people just ran Ducklett, couple counters Chinchou, right? So that's how you basically build around these two. Ducklett, Vulpix didn't change too much. Salandit, the poison Pokemon here, went up again. So I'm not going to talk about this. I'll talk about it a little bit because if you first of all, you need to trade it to get under 500 CP. So not a lot of people have it. If you do have it, Poison Fang got a buff, right? So when in this league, when everything that is a neutral situation does like 50%, to get a little extra bump there that lowers your defense and then you can poison jab even more is significant. So Saladin, if you have it, has gone up the ranks a couple here. Again, I don't expect a lot of people to have it because it is you need to trade it to get it under 500. Vulpix is still here. Bulbasaur went down a couple, but it's still in the area. Oddish was not on this list before last season. Oddish was not on the top 20 list, and now it is number 9. And for those of you who used it, it's basically you probably need to run Sledge, but because I used it last season, the Shadow. The Razor Leaf damage is so overpowering, even against like resisted. Because I had like a Razor Leaf Oddish on a Vulpix, and you're still like taking it. If they have quick attack, you can like double shield and take it down. It's just so overpowering, and that is why it has now made its way onto the list. So Razor Leaf Oddish, one of those things. So how I would run it, you can do an all fast move power team. So you can do like double Razor Leafer with like a wing attack or a poison jab, just all fast power team. Or what you could also do is do like a really balanced team of like Vulpix, Ducklett. Vulpix I think is one of the best ones because it has a neutral quick attack. So quick attack by spam in the lead. That's how I ran it because it's just safe overall against everything. Grab shields there, and then try and keep alignment. And then if you get something that's weak to Razor Leaf in the back, you can use that, or just figure out if you want to like just do quick damage and then sweep with a Ducklett, or just put in the Ducklett and then try and go shielded Razor Leaf or even resisted for the win. So that's how I would use Oddish. Wooper, Chikorita on the list again, moved up and down a couple. Tortuga, Seal, all the same. Lily moved down 4, even though nothing's really changed there. Dupiter is on the list. Poliwag was at 20. It's now here. So Time Pull. Looks like this is the only other new Pokemon in the top 20. Mudshot, Mudbomb, and Sledge Wave. So let's just take a look at the things here to see where so it is a water Pokemon, right? So water Pokemon with Mudshot means you are going to just get lit up by grass, right? Razor Leaf, Razor Leaf, Razor Leaf, Vine Whip. Yep. Ducklett as a flyer, that makes sense. Let's see, you probably just get outpaced by the Wooper. The confusion damage is overpowering on Slowpoke. Slowpoke's another one of those Pokemon that's not in the top 20 that you can use as fast move damage. And the eggs. Execute. They were one of my best Pokemon to use as just like a mid-game confusion user. So I think if you can run those, that looks good. Got some wins here. The Sludge is good. Again, if the grass doesn't have a grass type fast move, it has like the Charm or Confusion here, you can hit it with Sludge because Mudshot is very fast. You can hit it with Sludge. So that's great. And then there's all the fires that are weak to the ground, right? So you're covering all your fires. And a couple grass, but mostly just the fires. But you're very weak to Razor Leafers and Ducklett. So I would probably cover this with something like a Vulpix, and the third can be like a like an execute or something like that with confusion. I think that's a well-balanced team. So those are the teams. I'm not gonna put them. I'll just kind of read them off. You can go check the full analysis below. Basically, my top team was like Chinchou, Ducklett, and literally anything, because that's basically how overpowered it was. I have Bulbasaur and Vulpix. So Bulbasaur Vulpix combo. Again, both very spammy. So Vulpix is just, I think, best neutrals in this game because Bysam and Quick Attack. Bulbasaur gets to the sludges pretty fast because it has Vine Whip. And then I put it in third, and then I didn't use that. I used other teams. I think, like I said, go check out my playlist and go check out the actual Retro Cup playlist, because I've definitely used a few of these Pokemon. Like I said, I think the underrated ones that I used were, where is your egg? So I used a Shadow, and basically this was just like so good in neutral situations. So you only have like one real hard loss, the Jupiter, which is fine. But then like neutral situations, the confusion damage is so overpowering that like, sure, you're going to get outpaced here by some of the fire Pokemon, which is fine. But outside of that, like if you take this to the 2 shield, I'm guessing you're going to do much better towards the middle. Yeah, so you still lose. Like, again, anything that has like a fire type move, you're going to lose to. But outside of the fire type moves in the 2 shield, you're pretty much even in every single matchup, or just straight up domination, right? So the confusion was definitely super strong for me when I used it there. And then I think Vulpix is what was my 4 and 6 was my MVP, just because of how spammy it is and just how strong it is. So like water gun and a rock throw, sure, you can't really do much about that. But then in the 1 shield, you're going to lose to waters, but then 16-11 record. And I'm wondering if, because of how spammy you are, if you pick up more here. No, you're too classy. Maybe in the 0. I always found that Vulpix was great at, it was actually perfect in the 1 shield, because what I would do was I would either win switch like 16-11, or I was often able to grab a shield with it. So I had it on the lead, body slam, quick attack body slam, great, or if it takes you perfect from fire, throw the weather ball. Other than that, it just was great at grabbing shield or flipping switch. And then again, Ducklett is super hard to go against. Chinchou's got a lot of weaknesses, but just can't beat the just is for the Ducklett, right? So that's the sort of trade-off. You have a ton of weaknesses, but you beat Ducklett super hard, and that should be in a lot of places. Anyways, let me know in the comments below if you plan to play this league. My guess is that most people are. It's interesting because it's Ultra League, right? So Ultra League is very, very tough to get into if you don't have a bunch of 2500 CPs. So this is a very easy league to do. If I had to build up a couple Pokemon, I mean, Ducklett's always good in these metas. Vulpix, I think, is one of the top ones. Safe swaps like Seal running Ice Shard and Icy Wind here as rank 14. I think Seal is just generally good in the open one as well with Lick. So I think that's a fine option. Wooper's always the top of the top. So these are Pokemon that I know it sucks to invest in a 500 CP Pokemon, but it's not a ton of dust investment, and this little cup seems to come around very often. And then Ultra League is on now, more of a dust investment, but I mean, Ultra League is always going to be there, right? So you can start investing in those now. Let me know in the comments below. I'll probably do a poll what you are playing this week, so I know what to tailor, but my guess is I'm going to be doing Ultra League more, but we will see. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.